Hello, 505 friends. I'm Merrick Lopez, and this is my Module 3 reflection on the administration of education in the 1900s. Fair warning, I am a little bit sarcastic, so do see a whole bunch of air quotes happening on this reflection. The educational institutions of the early 1900s sought to Americanize immigrant students opportunistically. The administrative progressive used this moment to define what it meant to be American. As mostly white Anglo-Saxon Protestants, it's no surprise that the consensus American ideals were reflections of their vision of what America should be. As new immigrants arrived in droves, the further removed from this WASP vision of America, the more difficult of a learner you were deemed to be. And thus, in the guise of efficiency, pseudosciences like eugenics and their heredity claims, as well as IQ tests, were used to validate and reinforce pre-existing societal bigotries. As Selden said in the 2000 article, J Curriculum Studies, Eugenics and the Social Constructs of Merit, Race, and Disability, this construction tended to empower the already powerful while disenfranchising those who had the least social purchase. Eventually, cultures were so far removed from their ability to blend into the social construct, they were then deemed as inferior. The Protestant strongholds of Northern and Western Europe would more easily fit that mold, so educating their children to progressive ideals seemed effortless. The Eastern and Southern Europeans, with their varying languages, customs, and religious practices, not so much. Non Europeans, including those who originated from mixed Spanish, would always visibly be identifiably as inferior. So they would never fully be assimilated, and thus would also be, as Powers in 2008 described, segregated and racially discriminated against while receiving only industrial training. Selden also says that human values and interests often powerfully influence human knowledge, and the legacy this knowledge and practices implementing has on modern educational systems have been undeniably detrimental to the task of assimilating cultures into the American fray. And they did more to subjugate them to a false construct in the support of a dwindling white supremacy. To the extent to which we see these cultural norms, attitudes, assumptions, and beliefs are still present and influencing the structure and culture of our public schools today, well, it's directly based on the question of what it means to be American and the educational system's role in sculpting this ideal. I mean, we still do the Pledge of Allegiance in school. Additionally, many common tropes of blame casting and fear mongering can be seen in today's view of immigration, in the classroom and society, with the same underlying sentiment described by a tirade of former Southern plantation owners not wanting to pay for the advancement of colored people through public education. By not wanting to educate the children of immigrants, modern taxpayers are making the same argument as those former slave owners. With regards to the extent to which the early 20th century conflicts about immigration, assimilation, pluralism, and inequitable educational opportunities are or are not still playing out in public school, I refer back to the Cubberley quote from the school filmed that employees tend to remain employees, wage earners tend to remain wage earners. One bright child may easily be worth more to their national life than thousands of those low mentality. By instilling this as the ideal for which to sort and to efficiently, teach Americans, we see a direct through line through the tracking and IQ testing and the inequitable educational opportunities described by Nava's older brother Henry on sailors in the war being assigned jobs that had a higher propensity for injury based on educational level. This then led Julian Nava to state that we'll never know how many Dr. Salks, Pablo Casals, or Picassos have been lost because children from minority groups were not inspired or challenged or given the chance to show what they've got, or for that matter, just became cannon fodder. Thank you for listening. Sorry if this one ran a little long.